Deep in the Sahara Desert, a secret waits. Libya, a land of sun and sand. This isn't the soft sand of a gentle beach. This is the Sahara, brutal, unforgiving. And yet, people lived here. Not just survived, but thrived. They left their mark. A message for us, thousands of years later. This is the Tadrart Acacus. Towering sandstone rock formations rise from the desert floor. Sculpted by wind and time, they stand like ancient guardians. Amongst these rocks, hidden in plain sight, are stories. Stories etched in stone, painted on cave walls. These are the whispers of the past. This isn't just a collection of pretty pictures. This is a library, a window into the lives of people long gone. People who walked where we walk, who saw the same sun rise and fall. The Sahara wasn't always a desert. Once, it was a lush savanna. Rivers flowed, animals grazed. The people who lived here recorded it all. But the climate changed. The rains stopped. The art reflects this change. The animals are fewer. They found new ways to live in this changing world. It's a reminder that we are connected, not just to the past, but to each other. The Tadrart Acacus is an open-air gallery. Not a museum, no. This is art in its rawest form, exposed to the elements, yet somehow enduring. The rocks themselves are the canvases. Towering cliffs, smooth cave walls, all bear the marks of the artists. The paintings are the stars of the show. Bold strokes of ochre, red and white leap from the rock. These weren't just doodles. They were created with skill and purpose. Natural pigments, ground down and mixed with animal fat, created these lasting colors. Some paintings are simple, outlines of animals, easily recognizable. Others are more complex, scenes of hunting, dancing, even swimming. These were more than just pictures, they were stories. The artists used what they had around them, the natural colors of the earth. Iron oxide gave them reds and yellows. White came from chalk or gypsum. Black from charcoal or manganese. These pigments were mixed with a binder, something to make them stick. Animal fat, plant sap, maybe even blood. Whatever they could use to make these paintings last. And they did last. Thousands of years later, the colors are still vibrant, a testament to the skill of these ancient artists. They understood their materials. They knew how to make them sing. Each color had meaning. Red, the color of blood and life. The rock surface itself wasn't always smooth. Sometimes, the artists used the natural contours of the rock to add depth to their work. A protruding rock becomes the head of an animal. A crack in the surface, a river. The play of light and shadow also played a part. The desert sun moves across the sky, casting different shadows throughout the day. Images that seem flat in the morning come alive in the afternoon light. This wasn't just art, it was a collaboration with nature. These paintings aren't just pretty pictures, they're messages from the past, clues to how people lived, what they believed. Like detectives, we can piece together their story. We see hunting scenes, animals pierced with spears, hunters, their bodies poised for action. These people relied on their wits, their skills to survive. The animals they hunted weren't just food, they were sacred, symbols of strength, of the natural world. We see dances, circles of figures, arms raised, their movements frozen in time. Were they celebrating a successful hunt? Marking the changing seasons? These rituals, these gatherings, were a part of their lives, just as important as eating, as sleeping. And then there are the symbols. Handprints, spirals, geometric shapes, their meanings lost to time. The earliest paintings show a land of plenty. Vast herds of animals roam the plains. Elephants, giraffes, antelopes, a hunter's paradise. These people were part of this world, living in harmony with nature. They took what they needed, no more. We see evidence of their hunts, spears, bows and arrows, even domesticated dogs helping to track and bring down prey. But there's no sense of cruelty, no wanton destruction. These people understood the balance of life and death. They weren't just hunters, they were artists, storytellers. They recorded their world on the cave walls, not just for themselves, but for future generations. A message that echoes down through the ages. These paintings give us a glimpse into their beliefs. A changing world. But the Sahara wasn't static. The climate began to shift. The rains came less often. The land started to dry. The animals they depended on began to disappear. The paintings reflect this change. The herds shrink. The hunters are more desperate. The animals they hunt are different, smaller, more elusive. We see more depictions of cattle. Evidence of a shift towards herding, a way of life that could adapt to the changing environment. The people of the Sahara were resilient. They found new ways to survive. But the good times were ending. The Sahara was slowly becoming the unforgiving desert we know today. The paintings become less frequent. The colors fade. The stories become harder to read. Threads of connection. The rock art of Tadrart Acacus isn't just a Libyan treasure, it belongs to the world. These images, created thousands of years ago, speak to something universal in the human experience. They remind us that despite the vast distances of time and geography, we are all connected. The people who painted these animals, who danced in these caves, they were just like us. They felt love, fear, joy, sorrow. They looked up at the same stars, wondered at the mysteries of the world. Their art is a bridge across the millennia, linking their lives to ours. Look closely at the hunting scenes. See the tension in the hunter's stance, the desperation in the animal's eye. These were life or death struggles, just as relevant today as they were then. Beyond the individual. The art of Tadrart Acacus wasn't created in isolation. It was part of a vast network of rock art that stretches across the Sahara, from Algeria to Chad. These images, created by different groups of people over thousands of years, share a common artistic language. We see the same animals, the same hunting scenes, the same enigmatic symbols. This suggests a level of cultural exchange and interconnectedness that we are only just beginning to understand. It's as if these ancient artists were part of a vast interconnected network, sharing ideas and stories across the vast expanse of the Sahara. The Tadrart Acacus is just one piece of this giant jigsaw puzzle. By studying these sites together, by comparing the styles and motifs, we can begin to piece together a more complete picture of life in the prehistoric Sahara. The legacy of the Tadrart Acacus is fragile. These paintings, exposed to the elements for thousands of years, are vulnerable to vandalism and erosion. It's up to us to protect this incredible heritage. Conservation efforts are underway, but more needs to be done. We need to raise awareness of these sites worldwide, support the work of archaeologists and conservators. Imagine if these paintings could speak. What stories would they tell? The Tadrart Acacus is a gift, a window into a lost world. The Sahara, a harsh mistress. For centuries she has guarded the secrets of the Tadrart Acacus. The wind and sand, her tools, both protector and destroyer. But these ancient paintings, they face new threats. Threats that need a different kind of guardian. The people who live near the Tadrart Acacus, they understand its importance. They are the first line of defense. They act as guides, protecting the sites from harm. They understand that this isn't just about tourism. This is about preserving their heritage. Organizations from around the world are lending a hand. Experts in conservation using the latest technology to document and preserve these fragile paintings. Every detail, every brushstroke, carefully recorded, a race against time to capture these images before they fade away. Vandalism, a sad reality. Names scrawled across ancient paintings. A thoughtless act but with lasting consequences. It's like ripping pages out of a history book, robbing future generations of their inheritance. Climate change, another danger. The Sahara, already an unforgiving environment, is becoming more extreme. Flash floods, once rare, are becoming more common. The delicate pigments, washed away in an instant. Thousands of years of history, gone. Tourism, a double-edged sword. It can bring much-needed income to the region, help raise awareness, but too many visitors, with little regard for the fragility of the site, can cause irreparable damage. It's a delicate balance, finding a way to share these treasures without destroying them. The fight to save the Tadrart Acacus is a race against time. The Sahara holds its secrets close. Wind whispers through the canyons of Tadrart Acacus, a song echoing across millennia. Those who left their mark here, they're gone now. Their world vanished beneath the sands of time, but their story, it's still unfolding. We, the inheritors of their legacy, we're tasked with piecing it together. Like archaeologists brushing away layers of sand, we use science and intuition to understand. Each brushstroke, each etched line, a clue, a glimpse into the minds of those who came before. The animals they painted, so full of life. The hunters, frozen in time, their prey forever just out of reach. They tell a story of adaptation, of a deep connection with nature. A connection we, in our modern world, often struggle to find. The Sahara, once a verdant paradise, now a harsh wilderness. As we stand before these ancient canvases, we're forced to confront our own mortality. The vastness of time, the ebb and flow of life, it can be overwhelming. It reminds us that our time here is precious. We have a responsibility to make our own mark on the world. The people of the Tadrart Acacus left us more than just paintings. They left us a message of resilience and creativity. Even in adversity, we can find beauty and meaning. The Sahara may seem a world away, but the stories etched on its rocks belong to all of us. Despite our differences, we are all connected. We share the same hopes, fears, and dreams.